Alright, here is a very tragic and grim recording I have to do. And it tells about that poor little baby Xavier Phillips who was a victim of the crime beast. The one that I keep mentioning in many of these recordings. And this one is an 8-year-old boy who lost his life while watching football. So let's read this very tragic story. So, screams of grief and agony filled the air in Howell's Content, Yorktown, Clarendon. Past few days after 8-year-old Xavier Phillips was shot dead by gunmen. Rick Xavier, affectionately known as Boho, was shot and killed as he sat on a grave watching a game of football. Police 24 passed police at about 7:40 a.m. Citizens were at a local playing field when a Toyota motor car approached and two men alighted and opened fire the group before escaping. Police assumed on the arrival, Xavier, two men received multiple gunshot wounds, where the poor baby succumbed to it. It is and one of the other two videos was released, and the other one is still battling for life. All right, and as a quote that I'm not even going to read for the grandmom, who I can't imagine that, and even his family, like his mom, and so on, is also on grieving. Right, I can't even read that what they're saying because he's feeling too much rage right now. So his mother, Brittany, Ava Brown, which is his grandmother. Brown says she went to retrieve the child and see the paternal relatives last week. She had left Xavier in bed yesterday morning when she went to carry the clean duties at church nearby. On the way back, she was greeted with the terrible news that she lost her grandson. And that's pretty much about it. So far, no leads have been announced. No suspects have been arrested. And I implore that the police or even people alive don't bring the people in alive, though. I mean, give these little devils the same mercy that they gave this poor little child. And yeah, I said it. And the thing is to bear in mind is that I wasn't there. I don't know what happened or so on. But I can easily surmise that this was probably a gang shooting or reprisal type attack, because it's obvious that this little boy was not the victim of this attack. As more likely is that their true target is probably one of the people that they shot at. And hopefully they're questioning those two guys, see if they probably know. Because I'm not insinuating that they were the targets, but it's just obvious that this little kid was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No, does this excuse what these little demons did? No. Because they could have probably had the foresight to say, even if we want to take out somebody else, you could have at least made sure that his little kid never got shot. Because I'm pretty sure that they saw that kid, Xavier, right there, and they said, we don't care if they're innocents to be caught in that casualty, in the crossfire. Yeah, that's no loss on our part, because they know, the killers know that they're in a culture and a country where they're not likely going to get punished. Because also, and even if they do get caught and singled out, they're likely going to be on Gotham bail or be released, because no witnesses who turned on them either are going to be too scared not to testify, or you'll probably, it'll be a case where, hey, they might have connections and links with certain people in the system who just basically just saying that we know that you're lower than toilet water, but we'll just let you back in the street. I mean, make sure it's not the child of anyone rich or famous or important in Jamaican society. I mean, if Xavier Brown Phillips, that means other regular citizens, villains who've been gunned down by the crime devil. May that had been the son or grandson of some certain MP, certain celebrity, or someone who's proud to society, then the hand of the law is going to come down on you. Yeah, then that's when the system is going to start working. So that's what the mindset of these killers are. They know that, hey, we just killed a little kid, and I'm pretty sure that they're watching this right now. So, I mean, they're not going to have a come to Jesus moment and said, I just killed a shot little boy who had nothing to do with it. Let me turn myself in and then repent of my wicked ways. No, they said, okay, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. I mean, as long as you got the person you wanted, or even the person you didn't want wasn't there, I mean, you send a message to that person that, hey, this can happen to you, you're gonna be next, and so on. That's kind of what the mentality is right there. Am I disgusted? Yeah, most Jamaicans, any Jamaican civilian who has a moral values or conscience should be utterly disgusted at it. Problem is that just being disgusted is not going into the direction of the killer is going to be caught and punished. Because again, we have to see if there's going to be if these little boys killers are going to get that justice they deserve. Because although the irony would be that if the killers get caught down by the police, the same a lot of people would be blocking roads with tires and basically be saying that okay that these guys were innocent paragons of virtue. The whole shebang. They'll be going into the tirade and saying that the security forces or they are this Nazi Jamaican Nazi regime that are targeting innocent civilians. Yeah, that's good. That will move. That scenario likely play out. I mean, if the suspects are named and they have a shootout with security forces and that same community that's likely protecting them, who know why they killed this boy and obviously didn't care are indifferent to it. I mean, as long as it's not someone that they know or like, of course. I mean, watch for that to play out if justice is meted out, or it could be a case with some other criminals. Not to the goodness of their hearts, take these guys out. And again, you're not going to hear much of it because as mad as I'm at the murders of this poor baby, and like I say, if we talk about all the kids, especially who've been victims of the crime beast, yeah, we'll be here till about 10 in the morning. I'm also noticing, just like with all these other killings, especially these kids, you're not hearing a lot of peace celebrities. I'm sorry I have to beat up on some of y'all. I'm not hearing these human rights groups or the church saying a peep about this. Yeah, they'll mention it for a hot minute, and then when the story trends down, there's going to be it'll go fall down that proverbial memory hole. I mean, until the next killing, which is likely going to be either today, tomorrow, by the end by or Friday. There's going to be a new. There are going to be new more casualties in the murder mill that ours runs. All right. So the and until so the next so when next killing comes, there'll be indifference for the most part. I mean, once in a while, the sympathy they'll draw from the sympathy lottery and pick one or two particular people that they pretend they care about, and then they'll just they'll just basically do this what's the worst not to lose my word and they'll do photo op any symbolic gestures, not because they want to really do anything, of course, but just to give this illusion that we actually care, and then no, nothing is going to change. But as says after Kenise Jackson, Jamaicans by now should be on that thing where there are going to be less and less innocent civilians being caught, especially children. But I predicted that there's just say Kenise Jackson was just basically meant to be a one-off or one real one-offs like Jasmine Dean before her. But a lot of people should be angry about Xavier Phillips, just like with Jane Bogle and all these others who us before and who are going to come after. But the thing about it is that this little boy is a result of that evil, wicked culture and mindset that has Jamaica refused to get rid of. That culture of criminality, that monster and that beast that is allowed to roam free and rampage all across the island. And most people decided that you know what, we're okay with this beast, the monster, going on his carnage tours. We're okay with this monster running rampant, killing and devouring as many souls as possible. I mean, as long as that's someone we know or care about. And then when that comes, that person you know or care about, or even them, end up in that same monster's path. Then they'll have that realization when before it's too late that they should have done something. But and just like I said, it's sad that this good boy, just like all these others, should be trending even more. And yeah, I know people are going to say, "Oh, we're not saying anything about this because we're so afraid of the killers." Fear is a part of it for the general populace, but let's just be damn honest. We don't give a shit. It's not fear; it's indifference. Because even if there was so much fear, most Jamaicans, regardless of what community you come from, whether or not you're rich or famous, whether or not your class, your color, or whatever, most Jamaicans a long time ago would have banded together to clean up this country of its criminal elements. Because remember, these criminals, these murderers, are not aliens that came from planet Jupiter or somewhere else from space. These are people who grew up, are conditioned and nurtured in these environments. And yeah, economic resources is part of it, or lack of such. I mean, but when you grow these individuals, and these are like trees. Like you water them a certain way, they turn a certain way. If you don't, they can, instead of going to roses and a bed of flowers, they end up being spiked thorns and weeds that are killing or strangling the rest of the plants in that garden. We chose to let these weeds in these proverbial gardens grow and keep growing until it kill out all the other plants or the other produce within the same garden or field. But instead of saying let's get the weed whackers, get the weed killers. Yeah, these weeds are okay. These weeds are actually flowers and roses that we should be allowed to grow. And again, this is the end result because people shouting, they were once children. They grew up in society or in these communities or wherever where they're not taught moral values. They're not punished accordingly by the system or whatever. And even when they were attempts to, yeah, these people standing up and protecting for them, and this is the end result of this. But I say this is just unfortunate. This poor baby was another victim of the crime beast, the beast or monster that Jamaica refuses to acknowledge, collectively do something about. And again, for those who are going to say something about fear and so on, you're not afraid of these criminal elements. Many you're okay with them. You have to protect and as well as support these people, and also you also when these same criminal elements get their just desserts, special security forces, then you're the one. Then these are the ones who come the victims, not little kids like Xavier Phillips. Because I don't see anybody collectively blocking roads and scoring justice for this little boy or many of the others that came before him. We're going to come after him. But fortunately, rest in peace, little baby. This little poor boy is stuck forever in the age of 8. This boy will never grow up, just like many of the others before him. He's never going to grow up to know, to finish school, college, go to college, university, get a job, get married, have children, buy a house or apartment, and whatever. He's never going to have a chance to live his full life and realize what he could have been because some dirtbags cut him down, whether it's intentional or not. And only can pray that there's justice for this boy, and again, that those killers get the same mercy that they showed this poor boy. And yeah, I said it, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So this is for State of Jamaica in the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Goose and Fern, Miles G Productions, Real Thoughts and Miles. Alright.